Good morning. It's day 61 and I'm making my way through the lovely city of Whanganui, heading back to the trail. Today is going to be a bit of a big one. I've got about 33 k's to do today, which is unfortunate. It's a bit more than I wanted to do, but there isn't a lot of camping, or there's no camping opportunities between here and my next stop, so yeah, so it is what it is, and that's what I've got to do. So it is almost all road walking today, so apart from a little bit of beach at the end, so it should be relatively easy. I just hope that it doesn't get too hot. It's another completely cloudless day, so pretty sure it's going to warm up pretty soon. Now I could take the steps or the elevator. I just don't think the elevator is in the spirit of things, so steps, here I come. Hope that wasn't the wrong choice. And here's a better view of the river and the city. Of Mount Araroa. Been there, done that. Made it to Fordell. I'm going to turn off this road here and turn right down another road. So that's the first phase completed today. That's about 11 k's out of Whanganui. So far it's just been a road trudge, the sun bearing down and no breeze, so yeah, about 15 k's I think, something like that, that to go before I get to the coast. Before I carry on down there, I think I'm going to sit under this tree and have a bit of a break. I'm on State Highway 3 for a short spell now, and boy, it's busy here. I'll be glad to get off it. I've just got off State Highway 3. God, that was busy. It was even worse than State Highway 2. It was incredible. At least it had better verge, so you could get off the road mostly, but yeah, no, incredibly busy. So now I'm down onto little small quiet country roads, so away from the traffic. Here's where I'm going now, heading out towards the coast. Yeah, back on the beach. It's been a while. This is the west coast this time, so we're going to be heading down in this direction at about 5 k's down to Kauitiata. We're at camp for the night, so I'm going to have a rest first because I'm just about out of gas. I'm at Kauitiata, and one last test for today is this estuary. I've got to get across here and over to the other side where I can camp. So I'm thinking, people's reports that they're about here is the best place to cross, but I'm not really sure. Lots of people have said that it's really deep too, but I'm sort of about 3/4 an hour before low tide, so I don't think I'll have any problems, but I'll head across here and see. Yeah, made it across. I only got to waist deep, so no major dramas. And now up this way somewhere there's a campground. Okay, I'm at the Kauitiata campground. It's just a council-owned campsite. It's just a playground with a flat bit of grass, and they've got toilets and a little camp kitchen here, and just an honesty box to pay. So it's very cruisy, very laid back, and very nice little place. I'll just show you around. Here we are. Camp kitchen's over behind those bushes there. And just camping area here and playground down the far end, and here's my little tent. So that's us. So I'll be happy here tonight and keep going again tomorrow. So Bulls is the target for tomorrow. Unfortunately another big day, but yeah, seems to be going okay so far. Good morning, day 62, back on the beach again. So bright and early this morning, I got up before daybreak just to get out here and on the beach pretty early because it's just gone low tide and I want to make use of the hard sand. I've got about 14 k's of beach walking to do first up. This is starting to remind me of my time on 90 Mile Beach. Sand dunes, sand and sea, and not much else. About 3 hours of this, which is obviously a lot less than 90 Mile Beach, but still very much the same. There's vast swathes of untouched sand here. It's like cutting new tracks in fresh powder on the mountain. Right, that's the first phase done. 14 k's along the beach. It's nice to get up here in amongst the trees and out of the wind for a moment. So it's a nice little spot for a rest. And I decided along the way that I quite like these long, lonely beach walking sections because the surface is so smooth. You can forget about your feet. You don't need to look at each step, and you can let your mind wander. You get into a sort of a meditative state at times, sort of almost trance-like sometimes, and you can think about all sorts of different things. So along the way I realised the meaning of life, figured out how to solve world peace and rid the world of poverty and hunger. So those challenges are all done. And so now I'm on to my next challenge, which is the road walk from here to Bulls. So I think that might be a little bit harder. Oh, I'm coming into Bulls now, and not before time. I am shagged. So I'm going to find some accommodation and have a rest, because I've done enough for today. You know you're in Bulls when you see these things all over the place. Hopefully this rain that is around now is going to hold off tomorrow, and hopefully it should be a shorter day tomorrow, about 22 k's I think through to Fielding. Get there fairly early and put on my feet, I think. Good morning. Yeah, it's day 63 and I just left my accommodation, so on the road again to Fielding. So yeah, the heat wave has broken. As you can see, it's just started raining, so this is going to be a bit of a drab old day. It's just road walking all day, and in the rain on a busy road is not going to be the most fun, but hey, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll see some interesting things. And I guess that this is a Trojan bull. It's anatomically correct, except for the wheels, of course. These things are all over the place. Now that we've done pretty much every possible bull joke, it's time to get out of Bulls. So luckily I've discovered that Bulls is in fact escapable. Sorry, couldn't resist. I I stopped at Mount Lees Reserve for a quick snack and a bit of a rest. Now, I don't know why they call this Mount Lees. The place is as flat as a pancake all around here, so no sign of a mountain. But anyway, it's a lovely reserve. I'll show you around. It's just beautiful gardens, and you can actually camp here too. And there's a little shelter over behind those trees over there where you can you know, cook up a meal and so forth. So but it's early in the day, it's only 11 o'clock, so I'll be pressing on and heading for fielding. Gotten to the footpath, so that must mean that I'm getting into fielding. I made it into fielding. It's a pretty town. It's won awards for being the prettiest town in New Zealand, so I'm not sure if it lives up to that or not, but it is nice. Yeah, I'm enjoying the place. Had a bit of a shorter day today, 22 k's, but then, you know, I needed to have a shorter day. My body is starting to complain a little bit about the amount of stress I'm putting it under, so I need to wind it back a little bit and look after it. So it's a short day today, another is even slightly shorter day tomorrow, should get me into Palmerston North. And then some bigger days from there. So my plan coming into this whole section was to try and look after my body a little bit more and wind back the distance, because otherwise, you know, if I keep pushing myself, I'm going to break down and not going to make it. So so I'll take a few easier days, and then once we get into the Araroas, then it's all on again. So it'll be a few days ahead. Good morning. It's day 64 and back on the trail again, so just leaving fielding and I'm heading to Palmerston North today, so that should be around about 20 to 22 k's, all road walking, so fairly flat and easy, so it should be a relatively easy day, and the weather is perfect, so I'm going to enjoy it. One thing that I was thinking about that I haven't really talked too much about on this trail is about the people that you meet along the way. I'll show you a lot of the scenery and the beautiful sights and all that sort of stuff, but that's a major part of the trail, but also meeting people along the way is a big aspect, particularly in the North Island, I think. And you meet all sorts of people. Like last night I stayed with some trail angels, John and Rhonda and their kids Josh and Eden, and had a fantastic time. I mean, they picked me up from town and dropped me back at the trail in the morning. They gave me a bed and fed me, and just had a wonderful night with them. It was really, really cool, and they're lovely people. And you meet all sorts of people like that along the way, so there's lots and lots of them, and to my mind that's a huge part of the trail, not just the scenery, but it's meeting people and enjoying, you know, some of the culture, sharing some of what you've done with them and listening to about their lives is such a huge part of it. I really enjoy that aspect of the trail. Well, this is going to be my day today, pretty much all day. Road walking along roads like this, having a little off-road section, which is nice for a change to get away from the tar seal. Feels like I'm going through somebody's backyard here, but this is the market trail. Just been doing some walking across farmland and stuff, and now I'm back out onto the road, so Just a little final road stretch into Palmerston North, which is up that way. The local TA Trust is doing an impressive job with their signage. In the distance there is the northern extent of the Araroa Ranges. You might just be able to make out a massive wind farm all along the top of the ridge there. And the ranges stretch all the way to the south, and they just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as they go. I'm going to be up in those ranges in a few days, up on the tops, and that's a bit of a daunting prospect, but I'm looking forward to it so much. That's going to be awesome. Well, it looks like we've reached the dead centre of Palmerston North. Right, I'm all done for the day. I did about 22 k's today, so a lighter day, but I still felt pretty tired by the end of it, so my feet are pretty sore. But in general, my body's feeling pretty good. So yeah. It's starting to feel like I might be getting a little bit trail fit, so that's very promising. Right, yeah, I've got my tent all set up, so I'm all installed. I'm gonna have a shower and get some dinner before too long, and I've got to pop down into town to resupply. So heading up into the hills in the next 3 days, and so I need some supplies for that, so it's going to be a little bit more remote, but that should be good. Getting up into the bush a little bit should be fun. Looking forward to it.